Class topic for today is employee benefit. Class topic for today is employee benefits. Our reference for this topic is the revised PAS 19. Let's have an illustration. For example, tayo si Mr. X and we are the CFO of Toyota. As the CFO of Toyota, mag-render tayo ng services to Toyota. In exchange, Toyota will pay us salaries plus employee benefits. So yung magiging discussion natin is on employee benefits. There are 4 types of employee benefits. Number 1 is post-employment benefits. Number 2, short-term employee benefits. Number 3, other long-term employee benefits. And number 4, termination benefits. So magiging focus ng discussion natin will be on post-employment benefits. Okay? When you say post-employment, from the term itself, post, ano ba ibig sabihin ng post? After. O ibig sabihin after employment. Okay? So this pertains to retirement benefits. So upon retirement ni Mr. X, makaka-receive siya ng retirement benefits in the form of pension. Kapag pension, usually monthly binabayad yan, or lump sum or one-time payment to Mr. X upon retirement. Okay? Next is short-term employee benefits. Examples nito class are sick leaves and vacation leaves. So actually, if you remember, under current liabilities, medyo na-discuss na natin yan. So ibig sabihin short-term, meaning within 12 months yan. Okay, next is other long-term employee benefits. Example nito is sabbatical leave. For example, si Mr. X mag-aaral siya ng MBA abroad. Okay, so mag-file siya ng sabbatical leave for a few months para makapag-aral siya ng MBA. So other long-term, ibig sabihin more than 12 months, right? Now, last is termination benefits. This pertain to separation pay. Okay, so for example, class, si Toyota, may isa siyang branch na kailangan i-close. Okay, pag-lay off ng mga employees, so yung mga employees na i-lay off, makaka-receive sila ng separation pay. Okay, this is an example of termination benefits. Again, magiging discussion natin is on post-employment benefits because yung 2, 3, and 4 na yan, usually accrual based lang yan. Very straightforward lang yung accounting. Theory questions lang yan. Okay, so most of the questions will be on post-employment benefits. Now, we have 2 types of post-employment benefits. We have defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. Okay? Defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. Sir, ano yung difference between the two? Start mo tayo with defined contribution plan. Now, from the name itself, defined contribution, ibig sabihin class, definite yung contribution or fixed yung contributions. Okay, sir, what do you mean by contributions? Ganito nangyari yung class. For example, si Toyota, okay, para sa retirement benefits ni Mr. X, magko-contribute siya ng, let's say, 10,000 per month. Okay? Sa fund. Okay? And then yung fund na yan, yung magbabayad ng retirement benefits ni Toyota kapag nag-retire na siya. Sir, ano ibig sabihin ng fund? Pag sabi mong fund, ibig sabihin yung class, ito yung trust fund, okay, yung retirement fund, or yung pension fund. Ayan. And usually, class, yung mga funds na yan, ang nagmamanage yan in the Philippines, yung mga major banks. For example, si BDO, meron siyang BDO Asset Management. If you're familiar, yun, meron silang retirement fund. Okay, ano pa? BPI Asset Management. And mga insurance companies din, Manulife, Philem Life, may mga funds yan. Okay, so yung nagmamanage ng funds in the Philippines. Now, yung fund na yan, by the way, class, yung fund and plan, isa lang ibig sabihin yan. Okay? So yung fund na yan, nag-i-invest nila sa mga different investments, for example, stocks, or bonds, and other types of investments. Again, yung fund na yan, yung earnings yan, yun yung magbabayad ng pension to Mr. X. Mr. X. Now, yung pension na yung class is variable. Depende yan sa performance ng investments ng fund. Right? So that's why, in a defined contribution plan, the employee bears the risk. Sir, bakit si employee magbe-bear ng risk? Sino ba sa employee? Si Mr. X, tama? Kasi si Toyota, fixed 10,000 per month yung i-contribute niya. Fixed yan, kahit anong mangyari. Ngayon, yung pension na marireceive ni Mr. X, magdidepende yan kung maganda yung performance ng fund. Alright? So kaya variable, depende sa performance ng fund. That's why, employee bears the risk. Now, in a defined contribution plan, other examples ito in the Philippines, I know familiar kayo sa SSS, okay? Sa mga private employees, kung mapapansin nyo kapag every payroll, okay, makikita nyo may bawas dun sa sweldo nyo, percentage, SSS yun. Example yan ng defined contribution plan. Para naman sa mga government employees, GSIS naman yun. Makikita nyo every payroll, kinakaltasan kayo ng GSIS, that's an example of defined contribution plan. Ngayon, sa accounting naman, class, very straightforward lang, walang any complication. Accounting for defined contribution plan, kung how much yung contribution per month, right? So in our illustration, yung 10,000, yun yung i-record na expense. Very straightforward, no complications. Apply muna natin yung class. Let's go to our illustrative examples. Illustrative example number 1, this is about defined contribution plan. So tingnan natin. Requirement is prepare journal entry to record the employee benefit expense for 2025 and 2026. Pinnacle company has a defined contribution plan. Ibig sabihin, fixed yung contributions per month, right? That covers the existing employee. In terms of the plan, required Pinnacle to contribute 5% of the annual employee salaries. Usually class percentage yan, okay? The payroll record show the following annual salaries in 2025 and 2026. Tama ba class? Multiply natin yan. 4 million times 5%. For 2025, that's 200,000. So lagay natin. In 2025, entry natin yung class is debit employee benefit expense, credit cash for 200,000. So again, kung how much yung contribution dapat natin every month, yun yung i-record natin na expense. Okay, very straightforward. Walang any complication. Debit employee benefit expense, credit cash, 200,000. For 2026, tingnan natin class. So that's 4.2 million, 5% daw times 0.05, that's 210,000. Debit employee benefit expense, credit cash, 210,000. Okay, so that's for illustrative example number 1. Let's go to number 2. What if naman class, yung required fixed contribution, okay, what if kulang yung or sobra yung kinontribute ng company? So tingnan natin for illustrative example number 2. So tingnan natin requirements, prepare journal entries, and determine the amount of any prepaid or accrued benefit cost. So tingnan natin kung ibig sabihin ng class. Pinnacle Company reported the following information with respect to a defined benefit plan. For 2025, employee benefit expense is 850. So yun yung napag-agrihan ng company and ng fund, dapat 850 every month yan. Pero ang na-contribute lang is 700,000. For 2026 naman, 1 million, na-contribute mas malaki, 1,050,000. Okay, so I'll show you the journal entries. For 2025, we have debit employee benefit expense for 850,000. Okay? Credit cash. So how much class yung actual cash na kinontribute natin? 700,000. Balancing figure dyan class, meron tayong tinatawag na credit accrued benefit cost. Difference sila, 150,000. Since accrued yan, ibig sabihin liability yan. And since yung pension, matagalan yan, long term yan, hanggang retirement, ipepresent mo yan as non-current liability. Got it? So ibig sabihin, may kulang pa nating bayaran is 150,000. Right? Now, kapag naman class sobra yung binayad natin, prepaid benefit cost naman i-debit natin, which is a non-current asset. Okay? Let's go to 2026. Employee benefit expense, 1 million daw. So debit employee benefit expense, 1 million. Okay, credit cash, 1,050,000. And then yung balancing figure natin na debit na 50,000, syempre bawasan mo to. Okay, debit accrued benefit cost for 50,000. Alright, so sabi dyan sa requirement, yun yung requirement number 1. Requirement number 2, determine the amount of any prepaid accrued benefit cost to be reported in the statement of financial position for each year. For 2025, again, represent mo yan in the balance sheet as non-current liability. So 2026, meron kang 150, nabawasan ng 50,000. So ibig sabihin, meron tayong accrued benefit cost in the balance sheet, okay, as non-current liability amounting to 100,000. Okay, so ganun siya. Again, kapag sa 2025, kapag sobra naman yung binayad natin, meron tayong prepaid benefit cost, which is presented as non-current asset. Okay, so very straightforward lang class. Again, walang any complication kapag defined contribution plan. Alright? Now, defined benefit plan, dito yung may konting complication. So tingnan natin class. When you say defined benefit, ibig sabihin class, definite yung benefits na marireceive ng employee. So fixed benefits. Alright? Now, mangyayari dyan class, si Toyota, okay, magko-contribute siya dun sa fund. Again, pag sabi kong fund, yun din yung plan, yan yung minamanage, yun yung trust or retirement or pension fund na minamanage ng mga huge banks and insurance companies in the Philippines. So sa Toyota, yung i-contribute niya sa fund is variable. Okay? So depende yan sa performance ng fund. Pero ang key dito is fixed amount yung ibibigay niya na pension to Mr. X. So for example, napag-agrihan nila, 50,000 per month. Okay? Yan yung maging pension ni Mr. X. So fixed yung ibibigay kay Mr. X, kaya tinawag natin dyan defined benefit, yung benefit ni Mr. X, naka-fix na yan, alright? So, now, yung i-contribute ng Toyota, depende kung ano magiging performance ng fund, kaya variable yan, alright? As opposed dito kanina, si Toyota, fixed yung i-contribute, variable yung marireceive ni Mr. X. Sa defined benefit naman, variable yung i-contribute ng Toyota, fixed yung marireceive ni Mr. X. Opposite sila. That's why under defined benefit plan, the employer, okay, bears the risk. Employer bears the risk. Kanina employee, ngayon naman employer. Kasi again, variable yung i-contribute ni Toyota. Now, ang magandang example in the Philippines, I don't know if you're familiar, pero yung research is RA 7641. So, RA 7641 is the new retirement law in the Philippines. So, basically, ang nakalagay dyan class, for every year na service ni employee kay employer, merong required na ibayad na benefits sa employer kay employee upon retirement. Okay? So, kung sa defined contribution plan, SSS and GSIS, sa defined benefit plan, ang example niya in the Philippines is RA 7641. Okay, now, tingnan natin class kung, okay, proceed tayo dito sa projected benefit obligation. Sir, ano ibig sabihin ng projected benefit obligation? Now, sa illustration natin earlier class, ibibigay natin na fixed amount kay Mr. X is 50,000 per month. Kailangan nating i-project yan. Okay? We have to project kung ano yung benefits na ibabayad natin kay Mr. X. May method tayong ginagamit dyan in practice. We call this the projected unit credit method. Okay? Projected unit credit method. So basically, yan yung method to project kung how much yung obligation or yung benefits na ibabayad natin to Mr. X upon retirement. Tawag natin sa liability na yun is projected benefit obligation. Okay? And by the way, class, ang in charge, okay, sa pag-perform ng method na yan is the actuary. Okay? A-C-T-U-A-R-Y, actuary. So yung actuary, sila yung mga professionals. No? Usually ang course nila sa college, yung BS Mathematics. So maraming actuary sa mga insurance companies and mga huge banks. Sila bahala mag-determine dyan. So outside of the scope na yan ng expertise of CPAs. Alright? Now, papakita ko lang sa inyo class kung paano nag-work yung projected benefit obligation using the projected unit credit method. So for example, si Mr. X, okay, yung CFO, let's say 50 years old na siya, okay, on January 1, 2025. Alright? Now, magre-retire siya, 60 years old. So, pag naging 60 na siya, magre-retire na yan. Okay? And based dun sa estimate, okay, assessment ni actuary, mabubuhay lang si Mr. X ng 15 years upon retirement. So 60 plus 15, that is 75 years old, magiging 75 years old si Mr. X on January 1, 2050. Alright? Now, sa pag-project niyan, okay, so upon retirement, so again, ito yung current, upon retirement ni Mr. X, babayaran siya ng pension na 15 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay? So, kapag agrihan natin is 50,000 per month. So, 50,000 times 12, that's 600,000 per year. So, lagyan natin dito, ang magiging pension ni Mr. X is 600,000 per year. Okay? To determine this, okay, si actuary, may mga different assumptions yan. Okay? Dalawa yan actually, class. May tinatawag tayo na actuarial assumptions and financial assumptions. Ano sir examples ng actuarial assumptions? Life expectancy or yung mortality ni Mr. X. Okay? So, aalamin ng actuary, okay, kung ilang years ilang years mo bubuhay si Mr. X upon retirement. Siguro i-check ni actuary yung health conditions of Mr. X or kung ano pa man yan, mga different factors. And again, outside of the scope na yan ng expertise ng CPAs. Okay? Ano pa example ng actuarial assumptions? Work period. Kung gaano pa katagal magtatrabaho si Mr. X dun kay Toyota. Meron din tayong financial assumptions. Examples ng financial assumptions is the discount rate. Okay? Siyempre, yung 600,000 per year na yan, sa future pa yan. Tama? So sa accounting, alam natin, pag matagal mo pang babayaran, kailangan i-discount mo siya, i-present value mo siya. Discount rate, si actuary na bahala dyan. Alright? What else? Well, si actuary na rin bahala mag-determine ng salary increase per year. So alam natin, every year, nag-increase yung salary and usually yung benefits mo, depende kung ano yung salary mo upon retirement. So again, ito yung mga assumptions na bahala si actuary to determine the projected benefit obligation. So para mas maintindihan nyo class, yung 600,000 per year na yan, ipe-present value natin yan. Okay? So alam natin, kapag equal annual payments, ang gagamitin mo dyan is the present value of ordinary annuity. Tama lang? So makukuha mo yung present value dito. Kaya lang, ito yung today. Tama? Pag nakuha mo yung present value dyan, ipe-present value mo siya ng isa using present value of 1. Tama? PV of 1. So dito mo makuha yung projected benefit obligation. PBO, ibig sabihin, ito yung obligation or liability natin kapag nag-retire yung mga employees. Right? Now, sir, paano natin mababayaran yung PBO na yan? Ang pababayad natin dyan, class, is the fair value of plan assets. FVPA, fair value of plan assets. Ano ibig sabihin ng plan? Yung fund. Yung fund yung bahala magbayad sa PBO. Okay? Ano ulit yung fund? Yan yung pension fund, retirement fund na minamanage yung mga huge corporations or banks and insurance companies in the Philippines. Obviously, dapat yung FVPA natin enough yan to cover the PBO. Alright? So, pwede mo isipin, ito yung asset, FVPA, yung PBO, ito yung liability. Okay, so, sagot muna tayo ulit, class. Let's go to illustrative example number 3. Pakita ko sa inyo kung paano piniperform yung projected unit credit method. Okay, so basically, kung paano lang ginawa ko illustration dito, yun lang din siya. Alright, so let's go to illustrative example number 3. Requirement, determine the projected benefit obligation or the PBO on December 31, 2025. Ano ulit yung PBO? Yun yung expected benefits na ibabayad natin sa mga employees kapag nag-retire na sila. Okay, CPA company has established a defined benefit plan for the employees. Annual payments under the pension plan are equal to the employee's highest lifetime salary, so highest na, okay? Multiplied by 2%, multiplied by the number of years with the entity. Ito yung company policy. And usually, ito naman talaga yung nangyayari in real life, para ma-compute yung monthly pension. Okay, on December 31, an employee had worked for CPA for 10 years. The current salary is 500,000. The employee is expected to retire in 25 years. And the salary increases are expected to average 3% per year. The employee is expected to live for 15 years after retiring and will receive the first annual pension payment 1 year after retirement. The discount rate is 8%. So yung mga given na yung class, yung 25 years, 3%, 15 years, 8% discount rate, ang tawag natin dyan, ito yung mga assumptions made by the actuary. Okay, sila na bahala dyan. Tayo magko-compute na lang tayo. Now, given tayo ng PV factors, meron tayong future value, may PV of ordinary annuity, and PV of 1. Okay? Again, ang goal natin is to determine how much yung projected benefit obligation. Papakita ko sa inyo yung timeline, class, para mas malinaw. So, illustrative example number 3, parang ganito yung nangyari dyan. Okay, so kung gagawa tayo ng timeline, this is December 31, 2025. Okay? And then, tama ba, sabi dyan, 10 years na daw siya nagtatrabaho. Okay, doon pa sa second paragraph, an employee had worked for CPA for 10 years as of December 31, 2025. So, ibig sabihin, nag-start siya magtrabaho for the company 12/31/2015. Tama lang? So, currently, ito yung pinag-uusapan natin. Okay? Now, and then, let's continue reading. The employee is expected to retire in 25 years. Tama ba, class? So, ito 10 years plus 25 years. 2025 plus 25, that is 2050. 12/31/2050. So, basically, ito yung, dito siya magre-retire. Okay? So, retirement. Alright? And then, after that, okay, so magre-retire siya in 25 years. Third paragraph, the employee is expected to live for 15 years. So, upon retirement, okay, mabubuhay siya for 15 years. 50 plus 15, that is 2065. Okay? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15 years babayaran ng pension si, ayan, yung employee dito. Alright? So, tingnan natin. Ang goal natin, class, is to determine how much yung projected benefit obligation as of December 31, 2025. Alright? So, ganito gagawin ko yung class. Tama ba yung current salary? Okay? Current salary, sabi dyan sa problem is, nakalagay dun sa second paragraph, second sentence, 500,000. Right? Yun yung as of December 31, 2025. Kailangan natin makuha yung highest lifetime salary. Kasi sabi sa first paragraph, okay, the pension plan equal to employee's highest lifetime salary. So, kailangan mo malaman, class, ano yung magiging salary niya after 25 years. Okay? So, paano gagawin mo dun? Gagamit ka ng future value. Nakita mo yung future value factor na 2.094. Okay? So, multiply ko siya times 2.094, 500,000, times 2.094, you get 1,047,000. Ano tawag dyan, class? Ito yung highest lifetime salary, pinakamataas na salary niya, okay, sa stay niya in the company. Sabi diyan, according to the first paragraph, multiplied by 2%, multiplied by 2% yan, multiplied by the number of years with the entity. Tama ba? Naka 10 years na siya, multiply mo sa 10. Okay, so 1,047,000 times 0.02 times 10, that is 209,400. Okay, 209,400, basically, class, ito yung pension per year na ibabayad dun sa employee upon retirement. So, magbabayad tayo na 209,400 per year from 2050, or yes, from 2050 up to 2065, so 15 years yan. Okay? As you notice here, class, minultiply natin by the number of years kung ilang taon na siya nagsiserve sa company. And usually, ganun yun. Mas matagal ka nag-serve sa company, mas malaki yung pension mo. Alright? So, ayan. So, again, ito na siya. Tama, per year, 209,400. Again, i-present value natin siya. Up to this point, tama ba, class? Para ma-present value mo siya, gagamit ka ng present value for ordinary annuity. Multiply natin yan by 8.559. Ito yung present value for ordinary annuity times 8.559. You get 1,792,255. Okay, 255. This is the PBO as of 12/31/2015. Ang kailangan natin class is a PBO as of 12/31/2025. So i-present value din natin siya isang beses lang, PV of 1. So multiply mo siya by 0.146, okay, times 0.146, you get 261,669. So ito yung sagot natin. PBO as of 12/31/2025, answer natin class is 261,669. So ang ginawa natin, alam natin yung current salary, determine natin yung highest lifetime salary, multiply by 2% times 10 kasi yung policy of the company. Makukuha natin class yung annual pension, every year 209,400, present value of ordinary annuity kasi equal annual payments, nakuha mo yung 1,792 to 255, kailan 2050 yan. Kailangan mo 2025, i-discount mo pa, PV of 1, you get 261,669. So ito yung estimate natin na ibabayad natin dun sa mga retirees. Okay, so that's for illustrative example number 3. Now, balik tayo dito sa defined benefit plan. Let's go to defined benefit cost. Sir, ano ibig sabihin ng defined benefit cost? Okay? When you say defined benefit cost, these are items, okay, that will appear in the profit and loss and OCI. Okay, when you say defined benefit cost, these are items that will appear in the P&L or income statement and other comprehensive income. So basically, meron tayong 3 components. Okay, ito yung mahalaga of the defined benefit cost. We have service cost, we have the net interest. So that mo muna explain ko per item yan. And we have the remeasurement. Okay? So, service cost, net interest, and remeasurement. Sir, bakit mahalaga na malaman natin yung 3 items na yan? Because service cost and net interest will be charged to P&L. Okay? Remeasurements naman will be charged to OCI. Okay? Now, let's go to service cost. Actually, may tatlo yung class. Meron tayong tinatawag na current service cost. Okay? Current service cost, basically, yun yung increase in PBO for every year of service. For every year of service. So, that muna, when you say current service cost, yan yung increase in PBO for every year of service. Ano ibig sabihin, sir? Kung babalik tayo dun sa illustrative example number 3. Again, 10 years na nag-go-work yung employee. So, yung policy is multiply natin yan by 10 years. Okay? Now, pag naging 11 years, another year of service, mas mataas na yung magiging pension niya. Mas mataas yung magiging PBO natin. Ang tawag natin doon class is current service cost. For every year na nare-render ng employee, ng service yung employee, okay, yun yung increase in projected benefit obligation. So again, usually, pag mas tagal ka naging employee sa isang company, mas mataas yung magiging pension mo. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng current service cost. Next is past service cost. So, muna, when you say past service cost naman class, this is an increase in PBO from plan introduction, okay, amendment, or curtailment. Okay, so ulitin ko, when you say past service cost, increase in PBO from plan introduction, amendment, or curtailment. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? So, imagine mo class, ito yung timeline natin. For example, today is December 31, 2025. Okay? Now, let's say nag-work na tayo for 2 years, 12/31/2023. And then, sabi ni Toyota, okay, 12/31/2025, sige, mag-i-introduce tayo ng pension natin, okay, or employee benefits. So, dito pala nag-introduce si Toyota, 12/31/2025. Pero may na-render na tayo na 2 years, okay? Yung 2 years na yan, syempre, i-consider yan to compute for the pension or to compute for the PBO, okay? So, again, kaya siya tinawag na past. Ibig sabihin, meron na tayong na-render na services in the past. So, again, pag nag-introduce, kaya sa nakalagay dyan, introduction ng pension or ng employee benefits, ito yung magiging increase in PBO, okay? Now, moving forward, every year, na service natin, ang tawag natin doon is the current service cost, okay? Pag sabi ng mga amendment, for example, biglang sabi ni Toyota, o sige, ibahin natin yung mga benefits, i-increase natin, tataas natin yung pension. Instead na 2%, gawin natin 3%. Okay? Kaya tataas yung PBO mo. Pag naman sinabing curtailment, magbabawas naman. So parang illustration natin earlier, may i-close na branch si Toyota, mag-lay off ng mga employees, syempre, bababa yung magiging pension niya kasi tatanggalin na natin sa company. So in that case, syempre, pag curtailment, bawas naman yan sa PBO. So again, pag past service cost, yan yung mga na-render na natin na service in the past, pero i-consider yan in computing the PBO. And next is gain or loss on settlement. Okay? Ito yung third component of the service cost. Lagyan mo natin ang asterisk, babalikan natin later yan, gain or loss of settlement. Let's go to net interest. May 3 components yung net interest. Number 1 is interest expense on PBO. Alright? So again, yung PBO, tama ba kasi pinipresent value natin siya? Alam natin sa accounting, kapag naka-present value, may interest expense yan. Okay? So yun yung interest expense on PBO. What else? Interest income on FVPA. Ano ulit yung FVPA? Yun yung assets natin. Okay? Yun yung nasa fund natin na ipambabayad natin sa PBO. Okay? Sir, bakit interest income? Sabi ko kanina class, yung mga funds na yan, nag-i-invest sila sa mga stocks, sa mga bonds. Alright? And dito sa PS19, para ma-simplify yung computation, ang assumption is sa bonds nag-i-invest. Alright? So yung FVPA or yung fund natin, mag-generate ng interest income from the bonds. Alright? Take note class, nakalagay net interest. Ibig sabihin, interest expense minus interest income. And last one is interest expense on effect of asset ceiling. Okay? Interest expense on effect of asset ceiling. Lagyan natin ng asterisk, babalikan natin yan. So yung gain or loss on settlement, interest expense on effect of asset ceiling, later mo na isipin yan. Okay? And last one, so components ng defined benefit cost, again, papasok yan sa OCI, is the remeasurement. Meron din tayong 3 components yan. Remeasurement on FVPA. Ano ulit yung FVPA? Yun yung plan or yun yung fund natin. Sir, bakit nire-remeasure yan? Kasi class, from FV, okay? Yung FV, fair value, mina-mark to market natin yan. To recall, yung fund natin, nag-i-invest yan sa stocks and bonds, naalala niyo ba sa discussion natin ng investments, every year nag-mark to market tayo dyan. So kaya, nire-remeasure or mina-mark to market natin yung FVPA. Alright? Next is remeasurement of PBO. So for example class, si actuary, okay, so sabi niya, so sige, sa example natin, life expectancy ni Mr. X, kung maalala niyo 15 years kasi from 60 to 75 years old, tama? Now, nagbago yung assumption, yung actuarial assumption. So instead of 15 years, mabubuhay si Mr. X ng 20 years, okay? Yun yung remeasurement ng PBO, okay? Basically, changes in actuarial assumptions. And the last one is remeasurement on effect of asset ceiling. So later na yung asset ceiling. Babalikan natin yan. So may tatlo tayong asterisks. Later babalikan natin yan. Alright? Now, ang common na questions pagdating dito klase, aside from the defined benefit cost, is the computation of FVPA. Tatanungin sa'yo, how much yung balance ng FVPA and the balance of PBO. So dapat alam natin klase sa T-account kung paano nag-move yan. Doon tayo sa FVPA. FVPA, being an asset, syempre, ang normal balance yan, beginning balance is a debit. Okay? Ano makapag-increase to FVPA? Contributions. Pag si Toyota, nagko-contribute dun sa fund, syempre tataas yung FVPA natin. What else? Return. Again, yung fund na yan, naka-invest yan sa stocks and bonds. Tama? Para again, to simplify the assumption, bonds na lang yan. So yung return na yan, merong interest income yan. And then again, mark to market natin yung FVPA, nandiyan na rin yan. Mark to market. Alright? So beginning balance plus contributions plus return. Siyempre, pag binayaran na natin yung mga retirees, benefits paid, bawas na yung FVPA. Binayaran na natin. You get the ending balance. Alright? Let's now go to PBO. PBO, as a liability, siyempre normal balance is a credit. May beginning balance yan. Ano mag-i-increase dyan? Current service cost, syempre for every year of service, increase yan ng PBO. What else? Past service cost, kasi yun yung na-render na service in the past. It's just that, ngayon lang nag-introduce ng plan. Right? What else? Interest expense, again, yung PBO, naka-future value yan, or naka-present value yan, syempre mag-record ka ng interest expense every year. And then, babawas yan is the benefits paid. Syempre, pag binayaran mo na yung retirees, bawas din yan sa obligation natin. You get the ending balance. Okay, so apply mo natin yung concepts para mas mag-gets yan. Let's go to illustrative example number 4. Illustrative example number 4. Very straightforward lang to class. Ang tatanong lang sa atin is ending balance of the PBO. Okay, ending balance of the PBO. Sige, so, illustrative example number 4. Alright, so, information on Mr. Accounting Company's defined benefit plan in 2025 is shown below. PBO January 1, 120,000. Again, i-account lang tayo dyan. So, gagawin ko lang dyan class, PBO, January 1 natin is 120,000. And then current service cost. Again, pag current service cost, increase yan. Tama, kasi for every year of service, tumataas yung pension na umuuwan ng mga retirees natin. Lagyan mo yan, 30,000. Next is discount rate. Ano yung paggagamitan mo dyan? Interest expense. Since yung PBO naka-present value, kailangan mag-interest expense dyan. 120,000 times 10% is 12,000. That's your interest expense. Benefits paid to retirees, syempre, binayaran mo na. Bawas sa obligation mo yan. 50,000. Decrease in PBO during the year due to changes in actuarial assumptions. So parang yung kanina, yung remeasurement natin. Okay? So nag-iba yung PBO natin, nabawasan daw siya, therefore, bawasan natin yan ng 10,000. Right? So, 120,000 plus 30,000 plus 12,000 minus 50,000 and then minus 10,000 and the balance natin dito class is 102,000. Alright, so that's for illustrative example number 4. Let's go to illustrative example number 5. FVPA naman. So, P-account lang tayo class. How much daw yung ending balance of FVPA? So, information on Mr. Accounting Company's defined benefit plan is shown below. Fair value plan assets January 1, 120,000. So, asset yan, beginning balance is a debit. Okay, return on plan assets. Since ini-invest natin yan, nag-earn ng interest yan, and mark to market natin yan, therefore, yung return mag-i-increase yan ng FVPA. Contributions to the fund, nag-contribute tayo dun sa plan assets natin. So you have 200,000, syempre increase yan. And then yung binayad is 50,000. Okay, let's compute for the ending balance, 120,000 plus 12,000 plus 200,000 minus 50,000. Sagot natin dito class, ending balance is 282,000. That's for illustrative example number 5. Now, take note class na yung FVPA, di ba, asset yan, fair value of plan assets. And PBO, projected benefit obligation, liability yan. Actually, hindi mo yung pine-present in the balance sheet. Okay? Yung FVPA and PBO, tandaan mo class, memo record lang yan. Alright? Or pwede mong isipin na parang notes, disclosure lang yan sa notes to financial statements. Okay? Hindi ka nagpe-present ng asset na FVPA at liability na PBO. Okay? So, hindi pine-present sa balance sheet. Ang pine-present niyang class is the difference between the two, yung net nila. Okay? Ang tawag natin doon is prepaid or accrued benefit cost. So, sulat mo yan, prepaid accrued benefit cost. So, when you say prepaid, ibig sabihin niyang class, mas mataas si FVPA, okay, than PBO. Meron tayong surplus. Yun yung prepaid, okay? Now, yung prepaid niya, pinapresent mo yan as non-current asset. Sir, bakit non-current? Because yung pension matagalan yan. Hanggang retirement yan, so long term yan. Non-current asset. Kapag naman class, mas mataas si PBO kaysa kay FVPA, ang presentation mo naman dyan is accrued benefit cost. Accrued benefit cost is a non-current liability. Ulitin ko, yung FVPA, hindi mo yung pinapresent sa asset. Yung PBO, hindi mo yung pinapresent sa liabilities. Ang pinapresent mo in the balance sheet is the difference between the two. Pag mas mataas si FVPA, asset yan, tama? Prepaid benefit cost ang tawag dyan, which is a non-current asset. Meron tayong surplus or kayang-kaya natin bayaran yung PBO. Kapag naman mas mataas si PBO kay FVPA, meron tayong deficit, ang tawag doon is accrued benefit cost, which is a non-current liability. Ang tatawag natin siya from now on is PABC. Okay? Prepaid accrued benefit cost. Let's now go to okay, so that's for illustrative example number 5, no? Let's go to illustrative example number 6. So, turuan ko naman kayo, class, kung paano mag-compute ng employee benefit cost. Pag sinabing employee benefit cost, ang maiisip mo dyan, ito yung items na nasa P&L and OCI. Basically, service cost and net interest, P&L yan. Remeasurement, OCI yan. Okay? Sige, so let's read the given. Requirements. Number 1, determine the employee benefit expense. So, pag sinabing expense, yun yung sa P&L. Okay, yun yung service cost and net interest. Right? Compute the remeasurement. Pag remeasurement, yun yung sa OCI. Prepare the journal entry, compute the prepaid accrued benefit cost, ito siya, difference between FVPA and PBO, and reconcile the general ledger with the memo record. Okay, so pakita ko sa inyo class. Illustrative example, number 6. At the beginning of the current year, BSA company reported the following information in relation to a defined benefit plan. FVPA, 6.5 million. Projected benefit obligation 7.5. Tama ba class? Mas mataas si PBO, meron tayong prepaid accrued benefit cost, which basically meron tayong accrued benefit cost. So yung 1 million difference na yan, percentage as non-current liability. Okay, again, hindi pine-present yung 6.5 sa balance sheet, hindi pine-present yung 7.5 sa balance sheet. Ang naka-present sa balance sheet is a difference na 1 million. In this case, non-current liability. During the current year, the entity determined the current service cost amounted to 1 million, past service cost 200,000, discount rate is 10%. The actual return, 800,000. During the year, other related information during as follows. Contributions, benefits paid, and decrease in PBO, 200,000. Okay, so tingnan natin class. Requirement number 1, determine the employee benefit expense. Start muna ako with service cost. Sa service cost, meron tayong current service cost. In the problem, nakalagay dyan, current service cost, sa middle portion is 1 million. Past service cost, kasama din yan. That is 200,000. What else? Ano pa yung papasok sa service cost? Wala pang gain on settlement. Later natin sasagutan niya. Punta tayo sa net interest. So obviously, meron tayong interest expense from PBO. Nakalagay dyan, may PBO tayong beginning. Nakita niyo 7.5 million. So 7.5 million na PBO, multiply natin by the discount rate, 10%. So 7.5 times 10%, that's 750,000. Don't forget class, ang sabi ko dyan, net interest. So interest expense, ima-minus mo yung interest income. Okay? Doon tayo sa interest income. FBPA natin, beginning balance is 6.5 million. Ang assumption natin, naka-invest yan sa bonds. So mag-earn yan ng 10% per year. So therefore, 6.5 times 10%, that's 650,000. So in this case, bawas naman yan. Kasi syempre, income yan. Right? Now, employee benefit expense natin, sagot natin for question number 1. Requirement 1, 1 million, plus 200,000, plus 750, minus 650, you get 1.3 million. Okay? Ganyan siya. Next is compute the remeasurement. So, ingat ka dito, class. Pag sinabing remeasurement, tandaan mo, ang gagawin mo dyan, i-breakdown mo yung actual return. Class, how much yung actual return sa problem? Nakita nyo ba yung sa middle portion, 800,000? Nakita nyo yan? Now, sabi ko kanina, yung FBPA natin, may return yan. Okay? Ini-invest natin yan, so may interest income yan. Kasi ang assumption sa bonds siya naka-invest. May mark-to-market din yan. Okay? Now, so ibig sabihin, class, pag breakdown mo yung return na yan, meron yung interest income, na-compute na natin yan from the previous question, 650,000. Tama ba class? Ibig sabihin kung 800,000 yung total ng return, 650,000 yung interest income, yung 150,000, ang tawag natin dyan class is remeasurement. Okay? Ano kaya yan? Is it a gain or loss? Well, tumaas ng 800,000, tama? 650,000 doon, interest income. Alam natin, asset yan. May FVPA is an asset. Therefore, tumaas ng 150, it's a remeasurement gain. So, lagyan mo dito, remeasurement gain. Sir, bakit kailangan mo pa i-breakdown yung return? Kasi class, yung interest income, pupunta ng P&L yan. Yung remeasurement gain natin, remeasurement FVPA, which is basically yung mark-to-market natin, pupunta ng OCI. Alright? OCI siya. Different yung presentation yan. So again, pag tinanong ka, remeasurement or how much yung OCI, yung return, i-breakdown mo into two. Interest income, pupunta sa P&L, and yung remeasurement gain or loss, pupunta ng OCI. Alright? What else? Hindi lang yan. Kasi meron tayong remeasurement ng FVPA. Actually, meron din tayong remeasurement ng PBO. Punta ka dun class sa last na given, decrease in PBO due to changes in actuarial assumptions. So, remeasurement ng PBO yan. So, anong nangyari dyan class? Nag-decrease lang yung PBO natin, tama? Ano kaya yan? Is it a remeasurement gain or loss? Well, bumaba yung PBO, bumaba yung babayaran natin, gain yan. Okay? So, lagay ko dito, remeasurement gain, which is, how much yan? 200,000. So, ibig sabihin, class, OCI din yan. Parehong OCI yan. Basta remeasurement. Okay? Lahat ng remeasurements, OCI. 150 plus 200, sagot natin yung class. Requirement number 2, 350,000 gain, which will be presented in OCI. Okay, number 3, prepare the journal entry. So, para mas ma-appreciate nyo, pakita ko yung journal entry. Na-compute natin yung employee benefit expense. Pupunta yan sa P&L kasi expense yan. Debit employee benefit expense, 1.3 million. And then, what else? Tama ba class? Meron tayong kinontribute na cash sa fund. Tingin ka dun sa baba. Contribution to the plan, 1.2 million. So, yun yung actual cash na kinontribute natin. Credit cash, 1.2 million. And then, so na-record na natin yung employee benefit expense sa P&L. I-record mo rin yung remeasurement gain sa OCI. Okay? So, lagay ko dyan, credit remeasurement gain. Siyempre, credit kasi gain yan. Pupunta sa OCI, that is 350,000. Alright? So, balancing figure, meron kang 1.2 million plus 350, minus mo sa 1.3 million. Meron tayong debit PABC, okay, yung balancing figure natin, that is 250,000. Okay, so yun yung journal entry natin class. So, na-consider natin yung pupunta ng P&L, yung employee benefit expense sa 1.3, na-consider natin yung pupunta ng OCI na 350,000. So, take note class, na yung 650,000 na interest income, nandito siya. Okay, so na-consider natin yung sa journal entry natin. Alright, so employee benefit expense, punta ng P&L. Remeasurement gain, punta ng OCI. Ito yung cash na actual na kinontribute natin, balancing figure is PABC. Okay? Compute the PABC cost at year end. So, ito gagawin dyan class. T-account lang tayo. So, PABC, tama ba, beginning balance natin sa taas, tingin ka sa taas, mas mataas yung PBO than FBPA, therefore 1 million credit yan. Right? 1 million credit. And then nag-debit tayo ng 250. Ayan, debit PABC. So, ibig sabihin class, ending balance natin is 750,000. This is accrued benefit cost presented as non-current liability. Now, i-prove natin yan. So, yung number 4, i-prove natin by doing requirement number 5. Reconcile the general ledger with the memo record. Ibig sabihin nun, FBPA at PBO, different sila, dapat mag-equal sa PABC na 70,000. So, gagawin ko dyan class, meron tayong FBPA, and then meron tayong PBO. Beginning balance of FBPA, nakalagay sa given, 6.5 million. Okay, yung beginning balance. And then, ano mag-i-increase ng FBPA? Siyempre, yung contribution natin. Nag-contribute tayo ng 1.2, lagay mo dyan. And then, meron tayong return na 800,000. So, add mo yan. And then, nagbinayaran natin na benefits to retirees. Tingin ka dun sa second to the last na given, 1.5 million. Siyempre, pag benefits, bawas sa FBPA mo yan. 1.5 million. Alright? So, tingnan natin class, 6.5 million plus 1.2 million plus 800,000 minus 1.5 million. FBPA natin, ending balance is 7 million. Punta tayo sa PBO. Beginning balance is 7.5 million. And then, ano mag-i-increase yan? Siyempre, yung current service cost, past service cost, interest expense. Current service cost natin is 1 million. Past service cost natin is 200,000. Interest expense natin class is 750,000. And then yung binayad natin na benefits, 1.5 million. And don't forget na bumaba yung PBO natin. Naalala niyo yung 200,000 na sabi dyan, decrease in PBO due to changes in acquired assumption. Siyempre, di-debit mo yan, 200,000. Okay, so let's compute the ending balance of PBO. 7.5 million plus 1 million plus 200,000 plus 750 minus 1.5 million minus 200,000. Sagot natin class, 750,000. Okay, how to reconcile? Tingnan natin yung difference between the two. 7 million yung FBPA, 750,000 yung PBO, therefore 750,000 PABC. In this case, ano siya? Is it prepaid or accrued? Siyempre, accrued kasi mas mataas yung PBO natin. So accrued, which is 70,000 equal to, na-compute natin, 70,000 non-current liability. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng reconciliation. Okay, so ayan siya. Sige, so that's for number 6. O practice pa tayo class, isa pa, number 7. Actually, ganun lang din halos, no? Ganun lang din yung given. For illustrative example number 7, gusto ko lang ma-master natin yan. Alright? So, requirements, number 1, determine the employee benefit expense. Number 2, remeasurement. Number 3, journal entry. Number 4, prepaid benefit cost. And number 5 is reconciliation. So, same lang yan. Tignan natin kung ano yung, yan, diba, may bago sa given, no? At the beginning of the current year, ABC Company provided the following data related to the defined benefit plan. Fair value plan assets, 6 million. PBO is 8 million. Tama ba class? Mas mataas si PBO kay FBPA. Therefore, meron tayong accrued benefit cost 2 million which is presented as non-current liability. During the current year, the entity made a lump sum payment to certain plan participants in exchange for the rights to receive specified post-employment benefits. Ano ibig sabihin, sir? So, ibig sabihin class, mayroong mga employees na instead na maghintay sila upon retirement, in advance, nagpabayad na sila ng pension, okay, ng settlement, okay? So, ibig sabihin again, before retirement, nagpabayad na sila agad ng pension or settlement, yun yung nangyari dito sa problem. The lump sum payment was 800,000 and then the PBO was 1 million. So, kapag nag-retire sila, dapat ang ibabayad sa kanila 1 million. Kaya lang, inaccept na nila ngayon pa lang, prior to retirement, 800,000 lang yung binayad sa kanila. So, dyan papasok yung gain or loss on settlement. Yung kanina in-asterisk ko, yun yun. Gain or loss settlement, service cost yan. Service cost, papasok ng P&L yan, okay? So, yan, now. Tama ba class kung yung binayad natin is 800,000, pero dapat 1 million yan? So, nakatipid tayo ng 200,000. Lagyan mo dyan, gain on settlement. Gain yan, 200,000. Kasi nakatipid tayo, okay? Current service cost, 600. Past service cost, 300. Actual return, 800. Contribution, 700. Discount rate, 12%. So, ganito gagawin ko dyan, class. Number 1 is employee benefit expense. Ano nandyan? Merong current service cost, which is 600,000. Lagyan mo dyan yung past service cost na 300,000. Don't forget na ilagay yung interest expense because yung PBO mo naka-present value. So, 8 million times 12%. 8 million times 12%, that is... Okay, 960,000 interest expense natin. Don't forget na net interest yan. Ibig sabihin, may interest income yung FBPA natin. FBPA 6 million, multiply sa 12%, that's 720,000. Since income yan, minus yan. Okay, so na-consider natin class, yung current service cost, past service cost, and net interest, meron tayong gain on settlement. Okay? So again, in this case, gain because nakatipid tayo. Since gain yan on settlement, minus yan, 200,000. Employee benefit expense natin, for requirement number 1, let's compute. Employee benefit expense, 600,000 plus 300,000 plus 960 minus 720,000 minus 200,000, that is 940,000. Answer for requirement number 1, 940,000. Let's go to requirement number 2. Compute the remeasurement at year end. Ano ulit yung ginagawa kapag remeasurement? Punta ka dun sa return. Okay? So sa return, actual return natin is 800,000. Tama ba? Ano yung composition ng return? Merong mark to market and may interest income. So yung interest income dyan, na-compute na natin earlier, 720,000. So difference sila, 800 and 720, ito yung remeasurement natin. Okay? So 80,000. Ano yung class? Gain or loss? Siyempre, tumaas yung asset natin. So meron tayong gain. Kasi 800 minus 720, ibig sabihin yung 80, yan yung mark to market natin na gain. Okay? Bakit ulit separate natin yan? Because yung 720, PNL yan. Yung remeasurement, OCI yan. Okay? So sagot natin class, compute the remeasurement. Sagot mo na dyan is remeasurement gain 80,000. Let's go to number 3. Prepare the journal entry. Debit employee benefit expense, 940,000. How much yung contribute natin sa fund? Credit cash, 700,000, andun sa second to the last item. And then credit remeasurement gain, which is lalagay natin sa OCI, 80,000. Balancing figure natin class, 940 minus 700,000 minus 80,000. Balancing figure is 160,000. Credit PABC, 160,000. Requirement number 4, compute the prepaid accrued benefit cost year end. So, i-account tayo ng PABC. Tama ba class? Beginning natin, tingin ka sa taas. Meron tayong accrued benefit cost na 2 million. And then, nag-credit ka pa ng 160,000. So, ibig sabihin, ending balance ng PABC natin class is 2,160,000. Okay? So, yung sagot natin for requirement number 4. Requirement number 5, i-reconcile doon natin class. So, paano yung reconciliation? Meron tayong key accounts for FBPA and PBO. Dapat ma-reconcile natin siya sa ending balance of PABC. Beginning balance of FBPA is 6 million. Okay? And then, meron tayong return na 800,000. Siyempre, yun yung increase ng assets natin. And then, may contribution tayo na 700. And then, nagbayad tayo sa mga retirees. Meron ba? Nakalagay? Payment sa retirees natin, well, yung kanina, yung lump sum payment na 800,000. Tingin ka sa second paragraph, lump sum payment was 800. Yun yung actual na binayad natin. So, credit, ayan, 800,000. Alright, so 6 million plus 800,000 plus 700,000 minus 800,000, 6.7 million, ito yung ending balance of our FBPA. Okay? Now, let's go to PBO. Beginning balance of PBO is 8 million. So, consider natin dyan yung current service cost na 600,000. Past service cost, nag-increase din ng PBO yan, 300,000. Don't forget na isama yung interest expense, which is 960,000. And then, don't forget class na, di ba, nagbayad tayo, may early settlement, tama? Yung binayad mo is 800. Pero yung obligation talaga sa kanila, 1 million. 1 million yung babawas mo dyan, hindi 800. So, 800 yung binayad mo, obligation mo sa kanila is 1 million. Okay? So, 8 million plus 600,000 plus 300,000 plus 960 minus 1 million, you get 8860,000. Okay, compare natin class, difference between PBO and FBPA, 8860,000 minus 6.7 million. You get here 2,160,000. PABC, in this case, this is accrued benefit cost. Alright, 2,160,000, non-current liability, consistent siya dito. Okay, yun yung reconciliation natin. Alright, so that's for use of example number 7. Let's answer main problems. Okay, multiple choice naman tayo class. Mabilisan lang, for practice lang. Let's go to main problem number 1. Question dyan class is, what is the employee benefit expense? Ano ibig sabihin ng employee benefit expense? Yung pupunta sa P&L. So yun nandyan is the service cost and net interest. Okay? So, tingnan natin class. Alright, so main problem number 1. Number 1, current service cost, 500,000. Syempre, kasama yan. Next is interest on PBO. Syempre, interest expense, kasama yan. Lagyan mo dyan, 600. Interest income, yes, kasi naka-net yan. Tama? Net interest. So, minus 350. Next is loss on plan settlement. Ayun, gain or loss on settlement. So, since loss, again, service cost yan, punta ng P&L. Lagyan mo dyan loss, which is 250,000. Past service cost, alam natin, kasama yan, 300,000. Yung actual return, well, merong interest income dyan, na-compute natin, and then meron dyang remeasurement, which is OCI. Hindi man OCI yung tanong. Ang tanong is employee benefit expense, so P&L. Ignore mo yan. Actuarial loss during the year, actuarial loss, yung remeasurement ng PBO natin, OCI din yan. Okay, hindi mo i-consider yan. Contribution to the plan, hindi yan, kasi yan yung cash na kinontribute. Walang effect yan sa expense or sa OCI natin. So, ibig sabihin class, employee benefit expense for main problem number 1, 500,000. Plus 600,000 minus 350 plus 250 plus 300. Answer 1.3 million. Letter A. Easy. Okay lang. So as long as alam mo yan, madali na sagutan yung mga problems. Let's go to main problem number 2. Main problem number 2. Question number 1, employee benefit expense. Question number 2, net remeasurement loss. 3, PBO. 4, FBPA. And what should be reported as accrued benefit cost. Okay, let's take a look at the given entity provided the following pension plan information. PBO January 1, beginning balance yan, 3.5. FBPA January 1, 2.8. Pension benefits paid. Okay. Current service cost, past service cost. Pag sinabing vesting period class, ibig sabihin yan, kailangan mag-serve for 5 years or maging employee ka for 5 years. Alright? Or nakapag-employ na for 5 years. Actual return, we have a contribution, actuarial loss due to change in assumptions, and discount or settlement rate. Okay, employee benefit expense. Parang ginawa natin sa main problem number 1. So question number 1, syempre we have current service cost, that is fourth item, 1,750,000. Meron tayong past service cost, which is 425,000. Don't forget yung interest expense natin. Yung PBO natin is 3.5 million times 10%. Interest expense mo dyan, 350,000. Interest income, pambawas ng interest expense yan, FBPA 2.8 million times 10%, 280,000. So ibig sabihin class, employee benefit expense natin for question number 1, 1,750,000 plus 425,000 plus 350,000 minus 280. Sagot mo dyan, 2,245,000. For question number 1, letter A, 2,245,000. Question number 2, what is the net remeasurement loss? Again, dun ka sa return. Okay, yung return natin, total is 180,000. I-breakdown natin yan. So again, sa return, meron kang interest income and yung mark-to-market natin. Tama? Interest income, na-compute natin earlier, is 280. Tama ba, class? Kung 180,000, yung total return natin, 280,000 dun is interest income. Therefore, meron tayong mark-to-market loss. Bababa siya, 100,000. Para maging yung net nila, maging 180,000. So loss naman this time. So meron tayong remeasurement loss na 100,000. Okay? What else? Don't forget na meron ding second to the last item, actuarial loss due to change in assumptions. Yun yung remeasurement ng PBO natin. So meron tayong actuarial loss. Lagyan natin, actuarial loss, which is how much? 200,000. Alright? So sagot mo dyan class, total loss natin is 300,000. Yung loss na yan, pupunta yan ng OCI. Alright? Answer for question number 2 is letter C, 300,000. Number 3, what is the PBO? I-account na tayo kapag ganyan. So PBO natin, beginning balance in the problem is 3.5 million. Lagay mo yan sa credit. And then, syempre, meron tayong current service cost, past service cost, 425,000 yung past service cost. Huwag mo kalimutan yung interest natin, which is 350,000. And then, don't forget na bumaba yung actuarial, because of the actuarial loss, bababa yung PBO natin. Nalagay dyan, due to change in assumption. So, sabi dyan, actuarial loss due to change in assumption. So, pag loss, ano yung class? Increase ba yan or decrease in PBO? So, mo siya ilalagay dito yung 200,000. Credit or debit? Credit. Okay? Kasi loss eh. Ibig sabihin, mas mataas yung babayaran natin. Lagay mo yan dito, 200,000. Alright? And don't forget na nagbayad tayo. Benefits paid, punta ka dun sa, meron ba benefits paid? Yes. Third item, yung 250,000. Benefits paid, 250,000. Let's compute for the ending balance. Beginning, 3.5 million, plus current service cost na 1,750, plus past service cost na 425,000, plus interest na 350, plus actuarial loss na 200, minus benefits paid na 250. Answer mo dyan class, 5,975,000. Question number 3, letter D or dog, 5,975,000. Question number 4, how much naman daw class yung FBPA? I-accountan tayo. Beginning balance of FBPA, 2.8 million. And then meron tayong return na 180,000. And then nag-contribute din tayo. Punta ka dun sa third to the last item na 1.5 million contribution. Siyempre, increase yan sa FBPA. Benefits paid to retirees, 250,000. Ending balance of FBPA, 2.8 million plus 180,000 plus 1.5 million minus 250. Ending balance, 4,230,000. Answer for question number 4, letter boy, 4,230,000. Question number 5, what is the should be reported as accrued benefit cost? Well, may PBO tayo na 5,975,000. May FBPA tayo na 4,230. Compute natin yung difference. 5,975,000 minus 4,230, you get 1,745,000. Okay, sagot mo na dyan. Letter A, 1,745,000. Ano yung class? Is it prepaid or accrued? Mas mataas yung PBO natin, therefore, accrued yan. Okay, so accrued benefit cost, which is presented as non-current liability. Let's continue our discussion. So among the components of the defined benefit cost, ang hindi na natin na-discuss no sa risk natin earlier are interest expense on effect of asset ceiling and remeasurement on effect of asset ceiling. Sir, ano ba ibig sabihin ng asset ceiling? Basically, class, when you say asset ceiling, this is the limit of the prepaid benefit cost. So prepaid benefit cost, again, nangyayari yan whenever the FBPA is greater than PBO. And if you recall, yung prepaid benefit cost is presented as non-current asset. Okay? Now, by definition, asset ceiling is the present value of economic benefits in the form of refunds or reductions in future contributions. So, ano ibig sabihin yan? Sabi dyan, asset ceiling is the present value of economic benefits in the form of refunds or reductions in future contributions. For example, class, yung monthly contribution natin dun sa fund or dun sa plan, let's say it's 100,000. Okay? Pero yung actual contribution natin, sobra-sobra. Let's say per month, sumusobra tayo ng, so 150, sumusobra tayo ng 50,000. Okay? So meron tayong excess contribution every month na 50,000. Okay? Pag present value mo, yung mga sobra na excess contributions natin, yun yung PB of economic benefits. Yun yung asset ceiling natin. Alright? Ano mangyayari dun sa excess contribution? Well, pwede mo siyang i-refund dun sa from the fund. Okay? Pwede mo siya i-refund. O kaya naman, yung excess contribution natin, pwedeng i-apply yan sa next, so future contributions. So pwedeng i-reduce yan dun sa mga next contributions natin. Alright? Now, because yung prepaid benefit cost is an asset. We know in accounting, kapag mag-recognize ka ng asset, dapat i-apply natin yung conservatism principle. Kaya meron tayong limit. Okay? Asset ceiling, kaya siya tinawag na ceiling, again, it is the limit of the prepaid benefit cost. And take note also, class, na kapag accrued benefit cost, pag yung PBO mas mataas sa FBPA, diba? Meron tayong accrued benefit cost, which is a non-current liability, walang limit yan. Okay? Kasi pag liability, hindi mo naman kailangan maging conservative. Ang may limit lang, ang may asset ceiling lang, is the prepaid benefit cost. Okay? Now, apply natin yung class. Let's go to illustrative example number 8. Illustrative example number 8. Okay, so requirements natin, determine the FBPA, PBO, effect of asset ceiling, employee benefit expense, and so on and so forth. Let's read the given. At the beginning of the current year, Pinnacle Company provided the following information in relation to the defined benefit plan. FBPA 6 million, PBO is 5 million. Tama ba, class? Mas mataas yung FBPA, therefore meron tayong 1 million na prepaid benefit cost. And then we have asset ceiling na 700, meron tayong effect of asset ceiling na 300. And ulit yung asset ceiling, yung limit. So yung 1 million, hindi yan yung pwede mong i-present na prepaid benefit ko sa balance sheet. May limit yan, yung 700,000. Yung makikita mo na sa balance sheet is sa 700,000. Yung difference ng 1 million and yung 700,000, which is 300,000, tawag na dyan, effect of asset ceiling. Right? So magkaiba yung asset ceiling at effect of asset ceiling. During the current year, the following data are gathered: current service cost, actual return, contribution, past service cost, decrease in PBO, asset ceiling at year-end, and discount rate. Okay, so isa-isa natin yung class. First requirement, determine the fair value of plan assets. Well, mag-account na tayo dyan. FBPA, beginning balance natin, tingin ka sa first part of the problem, we have 6 million. And then meron tayong actual return, nasaan siya? Tingin ka sa middle portion, sa second item, 900,000. And then meron tayong contribution, third item is 1 million. Therefore, FBPA natin at the end of the year, 6 million plus 900,000 plus 1 million. That is 7.9 million. Answer sa requirement number 1, 7.9 million. Okay, requirement number 2, how much naman daw, class, yung PBO natin? Beginning balance of the PBO, we have 5 million, yung second item. Next natin, we have current service cost of 700,000. We have past service cost of 200,000. What else? Ano pa nakaka-affect sa PBO natin? Don't forget yung interest expense. PBO na 5 million, multiply natin sa interest rate na 10%, so we have interest expense of 500,000. Okay, what else? Punta ka dun sa third to the last item, decrease in PBO due to change in actuarial assumption. So, bawas sa PBO yan. How much? 500,000. Let's compute for the ending balance of PBO. 5 million plus 700,000 plus 200,000 plus 500,000 minus 500,000, you get 5.9 million. Answer natin sa requirement number 2, 5.9 million. Number 3, determine the effect of asset ceiling. Class, take note, effect of asset ceiling. Actually, yun yung important sa atin. Kung mababasa mo dito, nakalagay effect of asset ceiling. Effect of asset ceiling. Hindi lang asset ceiling. Effect of asset ceiling. Alright? So, kaya class, pag magti-T-account ka dyan, lalagay mo dyan, effect of asset ceiling. AC na lang. Ayan. Ano ulit yung beginning balance? 300,000. Tama? So, lagay mo dyan, 300,000. Lagay natin sa credit kasi nagbabawas yan ng prepaid benefit cost natin. And, kung titingnan mo to, class, yung difference sa FBPA and PBO, tama ba? 7.9 million and 5.9, 2 million yung difference yan na prepaid benefit cost. Okay? Pero kung titingin ka sa problem, punta ka dun sa second to the last item. Nakita mo yung asset ceiling at year-end na 1.2 million. Okay? So, hindi mo pwedeng i-present yung 2 million. May limit yan. How much lang dapat yan? 1.2 million. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, class, from 2 million, naging 1.2 million siya. Bababa ng 800,000. Okay? Yun yung effect of asset ceiling. So, ulitin ko, class, huwag mo ilalagay dito sa T-account yung asset ceiling. Tama ba? Yung beginning balance kasi ng asset ceiling, 700,000. Tama? 700,000 yung effect yung asset ceiling natin. And then yung year-end natin is 1.2 million. Huwag iyan yung ilalagay mo. Lalagyan ko na extra para maalala mo. Ang ilalagay mo is effect of asset ceiling. 300,000 and 800,000. Okay? So, sagot mo dyan sa number 3, determine the effect of asset ceiling at year-end. 800,000 yung sagot mo dyan. Okay? Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is employee benefit expense. So, alam na natin yan. Meron tayong current service cost na 700,000. Past service cost na, from the problem, it's 200,000. Interest expense on PBO, na-compute na rin natin yan earlier, it's 500,000. Okay, and then don't forget yung interest income on FBPA. How much yung FBPA natin? Beginning is 6 million, and then times 10%, that's 600,000. And then don't forget, class, na meron tayong interest expense on effect of asset ceiling. Okay, so dito yun. Beginning balance, since naka-present value yan. Pwede mo isipin na gano'n. Since naka-present value yan, may interest expense yan. Okay, so interest expense on effect of asset ceiling, 300,000 times 10%, that's 30,000. Alright, so we get the employee benefit expense. Kaya sabi ko kanina, huwag yung asset ceiling ang ilalagay mo dyan. Kasi magkakamali ka na agad doon sa interest. Kasi pag ginawa mo 700,000 times 10%, 70,000 ilalagay mo dyan. Hindi. Tandaan mo, may word na effect. Effect yung ilalagay mo dyan sa T-account at sa computation natin. Alright? So 700,000 plus 200,000 plus 500,000 minus 600 plus 30,000, you get 830,000. Employee benefit expense, answer natin class. So, question or requirement number 4 is 830,000. Alright. Number 5, compute the remeasurements for the current year. So, lagay ko dito, remeasurements again. Huwag mo kalimutan yung return. Dito na lang natin ilagay. So, remeasurements, number 5. Huwag mo kalimutan yung return natin. In the problem, total return is, punta ka dun sa middle portion, second item, 900,000. Tama? And again, yung return na yan is composed of the interest income and yung mark to market natin. Interest income, in the problem, is 600,000. Okay? Tama ba class? Kung 900 yung total, interest income is 600, ibig sabihin, meron tayong mark to market gain na 300,000. So, this is remeasurement gain. Okay? Ano pa ba nangyari dyan? Okay, punta ka dun sa third to the last item, decrease in PBO. Okay, so nag-decrease yung PBO. Plus, ano yung mangyayari dyan? Pag decrease in PBO, is it a gain or loss? Well, bumaba yung PBO, mas konti yung babayaran natin, therefore meron tayong gain. Okay? So, yun yung remeasurement ng PBO natin. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong remeasurement gain na, how much ulit? That is 500,000. Okay, now, don't forget na meron din tayong remeasurement on effect of asset ceiling. Ito yung class. So, ang gagawin natin dyan, para malaman natin yung effect or remeasurement on effect of asset ceiling, di ba, meron tayong T-account dyan, tama? Beginning mo 300, effect effect of asset ceiling. Naging 800. Tama ba class? Increase niya na 500. Alright? So, yun yung change in asset ceiling natin. Dito, change in asset ceiling, total of 500,000. Dalawa class yung components ng change in asset ceiling. Meron yung interest expense, which is, na-compute natin earlier, 30,000. Therefore, meron tayong remeasurement dito, which is, or effect of asset ceiling, ano to? Remeasurement, gain or loss. Well, 500 minus 30 is 470. And take note class na yung asset ceiling natin, nagpapababa ng prepaid benefit cost. Nagpapababa ng asset. Therefore, this is a remeasurement loss. Okay? Para maalala mo to class, yung change in asset ceiling na 500, pwede mong isipin para siyang return. Yung return, may interest income at may mark to market. Yung change in asset ceiling, meron siyang interest expense and mark to market. Okay? So in this case, loss yan because yung asset ceiling nagpapababa ng asset. Lagay ko dito, meron tayong remeasurement loss na 470,000. Okay? So may gain tayo na 300 and then meron tayong gain pa na 500, may loss tayo na 470 plus 500 minus 470, sagot natin dyan class, 330,000. Net remeasurement gain, okay, net gain na 330,000. That's for requirement number 5. Let's go to number 6. Prepare natin journal entry. Well, compute natin yung employee benefit expense, 830,000. Debit employment benefit expense, 830,000. Credit natin yung cash. How much ba yung contribute natin? Punta ka dun sa third item, sa middle portion, contribution to the plan is 1 million. And then don't forget na meron tayong remeasurement gain. Yung net na ilagay natin, 330. So credit remeasurement gain, pupunta yan na OCI, 330,000. Okay? So 1 million plus 330,000 minus 830,000. Debit PABC, 500,000. Okay? So ito yung journal entry natin for requirement number 6. And number 7, reconcile the prepaid accrued benefit cost. So gawin ko lang dyan class, meron tayong prepaid accrued benefit cost. Beginning balance natin is, how much yung beginning balance natin? Tama ba class? Beginning balance natin is yung asset ceiling na 700,000. Okay, 700,000, asset ceiling. And then, meron tayong debit na 500,000. Ibig sabihin class, ending balance ng prepaid benefit cost natin, debit tayo na 1.2 million. Yung 1.2 million is basically yung asset ceiling natin at year end. Okay, so yan. So ganun siya. Alright, so practice pa tayo. Isa pa. Let's go to main problem number 3. May asset ceiling ulit. Para ma-master natin. Okay? Kung paano mag-compute kapag may asset ceiling. So we have 4 questions. What is the employee benefit expense? Okay? What is the net remeasurement loss? Defined benefit cost? And what is the amount of prepaid benefit cost? Okay, so let's take a look at the given. An entity provided the following information during the current year. So meron tayong January 1 beginning and December 31 ending balances. FBPA, we have PBO. So mas mataas yung FBPA, therefore meron tayong prepaid. Okay, benefit cost. Meron tayong asset ceiling. Difference ng prepaid benefit cost and asset ceiling, tawag natin doon effect of asset ceiling. Again, yung effect of asset ceiling, yun yung gagamitin natin sa T-account natin and sa computation natin, right? Additional information during the year, current service cost, actual return, contribution, and so on and so forth. So, ganito gagawin ko class sa main problem number 3. Okay? So, main problem number 3, question 1 is, what is the employee benefit expense? Right? So, gagawin ko dyan, syempre, pag employee benefit expense, may kasamang current service cost yan, 2 million. What else? May past service cost? Wala. Interest expense on PBO. PBO natin class is 4.5 million, tama? Times 10%. That is 450,000. We have interest income. FBPA natin in the problem is 6 million. Multiply natin with 10%. That's 600,000. And don't forget, sa interest natin, meron tayong interest expense on effect of asset ceiling. How much class yung effect of asset ceiling natin dito? Well, from the problem, nakalagay dyan is 500,000. Right? 500,000 times 10%. That is 50,000. Take note, isang rate lang lagi ginagamit natin. Interest expense on PBO, interest income, and interest expense on effect of asset ceiling, isa lang, laging 10%. Okay? Kung ano yung given na discount rate, yun yung ginagamit natin. So, employee benefit expense, computin natin class. So, we have 2 million. Okay? Plus 450,000. Minus 600,000 plus 50,000, you have 1.9 million. Sagot natin sa question number 1, letter A, 1.9 million. Okay, question number 2. What is the net remeasurement loss? Again, pag net remeasurement loss, meron tayong return in the given, in total. Tingin ka sa middle portion, second bullet, we have 400,000. Tama? Sa return, it's composed of interest income and yung mark to market. So yung interest income natin class, na-compute natin earlier, 600,000. So ingat ka dito class, no? So ang total return mo is 400, right? And then, interest income mo dyan is 600. Therefore, meron kang mark-to-market loss of 200,000. Okay? Ito yung remeasurement loss natin na 200,000. Hindi laging ganyan ha. Pwede mag-loss yan. In this case, 400 daw yung total. 600,000 na dyan yung interest income. Therefore, meron kang loss. Okay? What else? And don't forget na meron tayong remeasurement on effect of asset ceiling. Tama ba? Yung beginning balance na effect of asset ceiling natin is 500. Ending balance, given sa problem, is 1.5 million. So solve for X, tumaas yung asset ceiling natin na 1 million. Okay? So ito yung change in asset ceiling, 1 million. Yung 1 million na yung class, may two components yan. Interest expense on asset ceiling, na-compute natin earlier, is 50,000. Right? 1 million minus 50,000, therefore, yung meron tayong remeasurement loss. Okay, actually, laging loss yan because yung asset ceiling natin nagpapababa ng asset. 1 million minus 50, that is 950,000. Sasama siya dito. Okay, so meron tayong remeasurement loss on asset ceiling, 950,000. So meron tayong 200 plus 950,000 loss, total is 1,150,000 loss. Okay, answer natin for question number 2 is letter A, 1,150,000. Question number 3, what is the defined benefit cost? Pag sinabing defined benefit cost, PNL yan plus OCI. Okay, so ganun yan ha. Kasama mo yung PNL, kasama mo yung OCI. PNL natin, 1.9 million. Sagot natin sa question number 1. Pupunta sa OCI natin, sagot natin sa question number 2 na 1,150,000. So add natin yung dalawa, 1.9 plus 1,150. Nakuha ko dito class, 3,050,000. Letter A for question number 3. Question number 4, what is the amount of prepaid benefit cost that should be reported on December 31? Tama ba class? May nakalagay dyan. Tingin ka sa December 31 na column. Tama ba yung prepaid benefit cost natin dyan is 4 million? Tama? Yun yung prepaid. Okay? Pero may asset ceiling tayo na 2.5 million. Ano yung i-present mo dyan class sa balance sheet natin? Is it 4 million or 2.5 million? Again, syempre yung asset ceiling kasi yun yung limit natin. Sagot mo dyan sa question number 4 is letter B, 2.5 million. I think that's the last problem for employee benefits. Sagutan natin yung theory questions. Okay, we have 18 items. So, bilis na to class. Let's go to theory number 1. In a defined contribution plan, a formula is used that, isa-isa natin choices. A, defines the benefits. So, mali na agad yun kasi defined benefit plan yung A. B, ensures that the pension expense and the cash will be different. Usually, magka-equal yan. Contribution, equal yan sa expense or sa cash natin. Alright? Requires an employer to contribute a certain sum of each period based on the formula. Actually, that's correct. Okay? D, ensures that employers are at risk. Hindi. Pag defined contribution, kay employee yung risk, hindi kay employer. Okay? Letter C for number 1. Number 2, in a defined benefit plan, a formula is used that, tingnan natin yung mga choices. A, requires that the benefit of gain or risk of loss be borne by the employee. Hindi. Pag defined benefit plan, yung risk is on the employer, hindi employee. B, defines the benefits. So, yun, tama agad yun. Kaya define the benefit plan. Defines the benefits that the employee will receive. Letter B. So, fixed yung benefits. Ang variable mo dyan is yung contribution. Alright? Letter C requires the pension expense and the cash funding amount be the same. Hindi. Define contribution yan. Defines the contribution by the employers to make and no promises made. Hindi. Define contribution plan, yung letter D. Okay? So, letter boy, sagot natin sa question number 2. Number 3, in a defined benefit plan, the process of funding refers to, punta ka sa DOG, making the periodic contributions to a funding agency. Yung funding agency, basically, yan yung pension, retirement, or trust fund natin. Okay? So, yun yun. To ensure that funds are available to meet claims of retirees. So, upon retirement, ng mga employees natin, yun, babayaran sila. Okay? Na defined or fixed benefits. Number 4, which of the following methods is using PFRS to account for defined benefit pension plan? Ang tawag natin dyan, projected unit credit method. Letter C for number 4. Again, when you say projected unit credit method, yun yung method natin to determine the PBO or the projected benefit obligation. May mga different assumptions tayo, actuarial and financial assumptions. Okay? Ayan. So, basically, puro present value yan. So that's letter C for number 4. Number 5, defined benefit cost. Pag defined benefit cost, PNL and OCI, yan, magkasama yan. Include service cost, net interest, and remeasurement. Remeasurements of the defined benefit plan include, ito yung remeasurement. Letter A, the difference between actual return and the interest income on plan assets. Yes, basically, yun yung remeasurement gain natin, yung mark to market. Okay, yung ginagawa natin lagi sa return. Ito yun. Alright, sa OCI pupunta yan. Actuarial gain or loss on projected benefit obligation. Ito yun. Nag-remeasure tayo ng PBO. Pag bumaba yung PBO, gain. Pag tumaas yung PBO, loss naman yun. Letter C, change in the effect of asset ceiling. Ayun. Letter D for number 5. Lahat yan kasama. Number 6, remeasurement of the net defined benefit liability shall be composed of actuarial gain or loss. Yes, ito yun. Yung remeasurement PBO and yung actuarial gain or loss. Return on plan assets, excluding amounts, including net interest and any change in the effect of asset ceiling. Again, number 6, lahat yan, dog. Number 7, which measure requires the use of future salaries in the computation of pension obligation? Defined benefit obligation. Okay, so defined benefit obligation, boy. Kaya tayo nagko-compute ng future salaries. Kung maalala nyo, ito yung currently, kukumputin natin kung how much yung sweldo niya upon retirement. From there, alamin natin kung magkano pension, present value, and then present value ulit. Kaya future salaries yung kinoconsider natin. Okay, this for number 7. So number 8, the interest on the defined benefit obligation. Component of pension expense, punta ka sa DOG FYI, no? So, reflects the rate at which pension benefits could be effectively settled, alright? So, ibig sabihin lang, yun yung appropriate discount rate na gagamitin natin to compute for the interest expense on PBO, interest income on FBPA, and interest expense on the effect of asset ceiling. DOG for number 8. Number 9, a pension liability. Pag sa yung pension liability, yung accrued benefit cost would result, kailan tayo may accrued benefit cost? If PBO is higher than FBPA, kaya letter C yung sagot mo dyan, alright? So, PBO exceeds the FBPA. Number 10, when the FBPA exceeds the defined benefit obligation, meron ka namang prepaid benefit cost, which is an asset. Letter A requires recognition of an asset. And don't forget, syempre, pag asset siya, may asset ceiling tayo. Yun yung limit ng prepaid benefit cost. Number 11, which is not included in service cost. Pag service cost, current, past, and gain or loss on settlement. So, ang wala dyan is boy, interest cost, nandun yan sa net interest. Number 12, plan assets. So, yun yung fund natin. Punta ka sa C, contributions made by the employer and contributions made by the employee when a contributory plan is involved. Actually, in practice, yung contribution ni employee, tinatapatan niya ni employer. Kaya data times 2 yung contribution dyan sa fund. Alright? Number 13, FYI na lang to. Yung presentation of the defined benefit plan shall contain either. Okay? So, pwedeng 1, pwedeng 2. Dog yung sagot natin dyan. A statement showing net assets available for benefits, or basically yung FBPA, the present value of promised benefits, or PBO, and the resulting excess or deficit, which is the PABC. Okay, pwede rin yung number 2, a statement of net assets available for benefits, including a note disclosing the PBO. Okay, so either, dog yan. Pwedeng 1, pwedeng 2. Number 14, according to PAS 19, employee benefits, which of the following terms best describes other long-term employee benefits. So again, pag ganyan, usually theory questions lang dun sa 2, 3, and 4 na yan. Usually, ang tanong talaga sa employee benefits, yung post-employment, which is yung inaral natin. Pag sabi yung other long-term, again, yung example natin earlier, sabbatical leave. And since long-term yan, dapat more than 12 months. So yung sabbatical leave, matagalan yan. Okay, so siguro more than 12 months, right? Letter C, benefits not falling due wholly within 12 months at the end of the period in which a service is rendered. Letter C. Number 15, under PS 19 revised, which of the following terms best describes the benefits which are payable as a result of an entity's decision to end an employee's employment before the normal retirement date? Separation pay. Again, yung example natin earlier, pag nag-close tayo ng branch ni Toyota, may malilay off na employees, mabayaran natin sila. Example yung termination benefits. Dog. Number 16, the components of defined benefit cost includes the following. Net plan contributions, wala yan. So mali yan. Net interest, yes. Okay, remeasurements, yes. Service cost, yes. Letter A, 64, number 60. Number 17, which of the following components of the annual pension cost shall be recognized in OCI? Service cost is PNL, net interest is PNL, remeasurements yung OCI natin. And last one, ito FYI na lang, the vested benefits of an employee in a pension plan. Pag sabi mo vested benefits, ibig sabihin class, yung required number of years of service na render na ni employee. Okay? So, na-meet na niya yung required years of service. Dog yung sagot mo dyan. Benefits that are not contingent on the employee's continuing in service. Kasi nga, na-render na niya. For example, ang requirement ng company, sige, dapat mag-stay ka for 10 years. Na nag-stay na si employee for 12 years. Vested benefits na yan. Yung vested benefits na yan, i-expound natin siya sa next topic natin on share-based compensation. Okay? So, I think, natapos na natin yung handles natin. So, that concludes our discussion on employee benefits.